Morning. It's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time joining us, I am late. Whoa. Sorry about that. Running about 4 minutes late here. If you're here right now, say what up. S&Ps are up 93, Dow's up 781, NASDAQ up 282. If you're here right now, say what up. Yeah, I was getting my coffee ready upstairs and I just spilled everything everywhere. I wasn't gonna leave my wife like that. She'd be pissed. she would be pissed if I just got up and like, oh, sorry, I'm gonna go downstairs and hang out. I'm here. Yeah, my eyes have been getting sensitive a little bit this week due to all the screen time. Let's see here. We got Mason, Keith, Jeff, Lion, Tobin, Carl, Trevor, Colin, Mr. Morris, Ariana. I'm not sure how to say your name. S. Dulce. S. Dulce. Sedulce. Yo, Eric, what's going on? Long Island. Gonna be wild. Yeah, right now we're getting a bounce. Fed's pumped in an additional 50 billion, and they're gonna be pumping for the next 2 weeks. Yo, Robert, welcome. If you're first time here, say hi. We're a community of options traders. Sometimes we get paid, sometimes we don't, but in the end, we learn from everything, you know? Yeah, right now, I think that, now for me personally, I'm going to go over my positions real quick. I'm a little late. So, my positions real quick, I'm down a little bit. I went in small last night. I'm selling the 2800 call and the 2805 I bought. So I have a 2800 call credit spread. I'm down a little bit on it. I only sold one because I thought that we might get a little bounce, and we did, and it was kind of floating between yesterday, like 2800. It hit 2800, came back down to 2760, popped back up, so I shorted it, and then it ran back up. But I do think so. I have till tomorrow on this. I do think that we're going to be seeing sub 2800 by tomorrow. I mean, that's my opinion, not investor advice, not financial advice. My opinion, of course. Trade at your own discretion. Do what you want with your money. But, what I'm thinking that if we look at SPY, let me bring up the 1 year. I do think right now we're at 285 about. So we're right here where we could bounce up to 290, but I think that we could have some potential resistance up in here, but we'll see. We'll see how much power the Bulls have. Keep in mind the Bears are not afraid anymore. You know what I mean? So the Bears are not scared of shorting. When they were scared of shorting all this because we kept going up. Bears kept getting screwed. Bears kept getting screwed in 2017. But the Bears are out. They're ready to play. Any huge spikes, you gotta be mindful of now. It's kind of like in a few months ago. Any major dips were bought. So, and the volatility. We thought there was some volatility back in here, and that was nothing compared to what we are looking at now. So I think that we're potentially going to have another 275 retest on SPY. Potential 270, and if we break down, we're definitely going to see the low 260s. Next support level is the low 260s. And right now, I'm shorting oil. However, it's more of a long-term play. I got 37 days on these contracts. I was up a little bit money yesterday. Now I'm down $20. Oil's up $2.62. So I have a put debit spread. So I bought the 32 put. Sold the 31.5 put, so I have a debit spread on that. I do think that we're going to be seeing some oil go a little bit lower once some more reports come out since they're pumping. I thought on oil, I I caught the top pretty good. So I shorted up in here, but now we're back at these levels. So I think we're going to be revisiting 30 and sub 30 as well on oil within the next month. So that one we're just going to chill on, see what happens. I'm not going to adjust. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Apple right now again back at 280 area. It hit 277. What are you guys' favorite tickers to trade during this volatility? So back at 280. We'll see what happens, but I think that we're going to revisit the 260s. If we break, if I think best case scenario for Apple is if we have some sort of support here at 260, is what I'm looking at. Right now in the news, so last night Trump went on saying that he was trying to do some sort of economic stimulus, payroll tax cuts. They're sticking to SPY. Really? Liquidity sucks? Yeah. So I'm trading SPY, ES, and Apple right now. And they're saying the White House plan for economic response to coronavirus is not there right now. The White House is far from ready to roll out specific economic proposals as it's in its response to widening impact. So last night Trump said he was trying to get people that had to take time off a check. And I think that they're basically saying they caught people off guard. He caught people off guard by saying that because they're not anywhere near that. So I would be very mindful. If the market is bouncing, do this. I mean, the Fed is pumping. We know the Fed is pumping. The Fed's going to do all they can between now and next Wednesday, and we're going to get a rate cut probably next Wednesday. So, you know, everyone's hands are going to be all over this, and you know, they're saying that. It says, however, inside the administration, some officials were stunned by Trump's claim Monday that he would hold a press conference Tuesday to announce an economic plan. That was news to everyone on the inside. So, I don't know. Trump's team doesn't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. It appears he's going to be making some sort of press conference. I don't know. Does anyone know about this press conference? The actual details of any plan remain up in the air. It's not there right now. An official said a lot of details need to be worked out. So I don't know who these sources are. I don't know who's getting the information. Obviously, there's confusion in the administration, which is going to trickle down into the markets. It's also going to trickle down to us. So we don't know. We don't know where things are going. Home Depot, looking at banks, Tesla. Any recommendations for the morning? Yep, we're going through it, Slick. We're going through it right now. I mean, I've been wanting to trade Tesla. I just haven't been able to. I'm super nervous. Already lost a lot already. Yeah, I mean, yesterday on the live stream, honestly, I only did one day trade yesterday. I only made $65. You know, we could have made a lot of money, but yesterday was not the day that you want to kind of mess around, you know, if you're testing things out. Like, you kind of have to hit specific targets. I hit a specific target, and I got out, you know. I don't really like major gap downs of, you know, that big. You know, if we go there intraday, like if we gap down 1 to 2% and ended up down 7%, that's one thing. But when you gap down 7%, it's hard to find positions, you know what I mean? What's going on, Rob? So just be mindful of what's going on. The administration doesn't know what's going on right now. There's supposedly some sort of meeting, economic meeting. We don't know. So that is what's going on with the Trump administration and the some sort of economic stimulus. I don't know, small business payroll tax cut. I don't actually know what it means. Nobody gave any details. USO. Yeah, so right now, USO's back up to 7, hit a low of 576. I'm already short oil, but I mean we're in for a rough ride. I don't know why I can't talk. Also be mindful. VIX is still at 48. You know, it's like basically 50. So when VIX is going to be 50 or above 40, above 50. I mean, we're going to have 3-4% swings in the market, 5% swings. So people are celebrating we're up 3%. This at VIX at 48 or VIX at 50, this could easily flush to be negative 3%, negative 2%. So just be mindful. We could also go up another 4% from here. I mean, anything can happen, So, that's why in this market you want to hit specific targets, take your profits and redeploy them, because at VIX at 50 there's uncertainty. Things are going to get wild. Yo, Daniel, what's going on? Listening, playing Uno with a 3-year-old. Nice. Get them educated on the market. Trying to get my coffee intake in. Daughter was up every 2 hours last night, so I'm a little shook. J Cam, Rodney, you guys can do me the favor, hit the like button. If you don't like the content, hit the dislike button, as somebody already has. So thank you. So, American Airlines, they did slash prices. So if you're bold enough and you want to book flights, I'm hearing people are getting some crazy deals on the airplane tickets. So if you want to buy something far out, I don't know how long this Corona thing is going to go on. Apparently, I was reading there's a slowdown in South Korea and in China on they're saying coronavirus is slowing. I don't know what that means for the rest of the world, but that's what the reports are saying. We don't know how good the China data is. South Korea, I think the data is going to be okay, but after close today earnings, we do have Novavax, and then before market open we have Broadcom and Dollar General. If anyone's looking to play earnings, these are what's at the top of the list. Also, in terms of economic data this morning, we got consumer price index, core CPI, and the federal budget. So just be aware of what reports are coming out today. They're going to be coming out. They're going to start coming out in about an hour. Or actually, they're going to come out. They're going to start coming out. Oh, they already came out, I think. Let's check. Where should I put my money at? I mean, man, at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you. If you're new to investing and new to trading, now's definitely not really the time for beginners. Because not saying that you can't make money in this type of market, you definitely can, but the volatility is ripping experienced traders' faces off. And we've been grateful to be making some money around here. Things have been going pretty well, kind of slow and steady. I haven't had like humongous gains. I have had in the last couple of weeks 500 to 1,000% gains, 100%, but that was never the goal. Like for me, a good profit target for me, especially on a day trade, a good profit target for me is 30% nowadays. But nowadays, if you're swing trading and you're picking the right plays, you can obviously make a lot more money. And I think the issue right now with new traders and the way things are going in the market is you'll have traders, even in our community, that are pretty experienced. They're posting 1,000%, 2,000% gainers. And then a new trader comes in and says, hey, I can do that. Why can't I do that? And then they end up losing money. So it's not the same. Time on the screen matters. A lot of the traders in our community have years of screen time. And screen time is where you build your experience. Like when you're at a job and you spend X amount of hours developing your craft, or if you're a professional in some sort of industry, the amount of time you spent developing that craft is the same as trading. The more time you spend with screen time developing your charting, developing your craft, the chances you'll be more prepared for something like this. Yo, Billy, what's going on? Good morning. Glad to see you around. Hope you're doing all right. I'm new and got a few books to burn. So, and the thing is, like, also, like, I've talked about this a lot in the past, not so much recently, but trading alerts and following people for each trade, like copying people's trades, doesn't always work out because everyone has different portfolio sizes. Everyone does things for different reasons. Like right now, let's say right now, you copied me on one of these trades, and it started to go against me. I actually put another trade on to offset, but let's say you didn't have the money to offset that trade. You're just going to be bag holding a losing trade. I do what's right for my portfolio, not what's right for your portfolio. So everyone's got to get their stuff straight. You can't just be, copying people's portfolios and hoping, because you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna get wrecked, and that's why a lot of times, like, hey, I bought alerts from XYZ and they seem to win, but I can never seem to win. It's because they're trading for their portfolio, not for your portfolio. So you got to trade on your own portfolio. Yo, Billy, you said 278 is possible. Yeah, right now it is at 284. Yeah, we were saying probably. I'm looking for a 275 retest on SPY. VIX is still relatively high, even though it's down 11% this morning. VIX is still relatively high. So things are definitely going to get weird. Also, just be mindful. The reports are going to catch up. Delta makes a hiring freeze, pulls financial outlook. Guidance is going to be lowered. Not guidance is going to be slashed. Airlines. They're one of the, like, transports. I mean, they impact the stock market a lot. So transports, Delta, American Airlines, United Airlines. I mean, if the airlines do poorly, like back in, I don't know if you guys remember 9/11. I mean, the airlines got hammered. If anyone was investing or even looking at the stock market back then. But oil is a rug pull. Airlines are a rug pull. So just be mindful of where we're at. Yes, Slick Joker. I've been talking about entry points the whole stream already. Once they shut down the MTA and LIR and NYC, it'll be a really big deal. Yeah. Mr. Morris, thoughts on AVGO? The problem with trying to plan earnings trades right now, I find, is the charts are all screwed up. AVGO is at 52-week lows here, and the question is that you have to the question that you have to ask yourself is, does it deserve to be at a 52-week low if we didn't have this sell-off? Because the report that is going to come out is for last quarter. So, typically, like, this would be a good setup for me. Like, I would like to trade the earnings in a bullish way. Like, I've made a lot of earnings plays trading off the 52-week lows or 52-week highs on an earnings trade. I've done it many times. It's one of my favorites. A 52-week low is one of my favorites versus a 52-week high. I would love to play a bullish reversal here. However, with the state of the market, I mean, anything can happen. 247, 256. So, I'm feeling like the reports, the actual earnings reports, are less important, and it's going to really depend on what their guidance is, because I do think their earnings is probably going to be decent. Last quarter earnings probably going to be decent, but does that matter? You know what I mean? Like, does it really matter? Their guidance is going to matter, and what the overall market does. And when the market drains 5%, 4% at a time, if we look at Costco from last week, they had earnings, and they're actually holding up relatively well probably because of good guidance and people basically loading up on whatever consumables they can. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. Thought HYG. Yeah, I mean it's not good. It's not it's not good. Yeah, I mean it could definitely tap that 79. It's going to bounce back up, but we're in a different market than we were back in. If people are comparing the charts to when we had the trade war, the tariffs, I mean we're in a different beast right now, a way different beast. This is way different than the trade war. So, I mean, we can look at areas of support, and yes, it did bounce exactly there. But I do anticipate, yeah, we're gonna get some face ripping rallies. But I do think that these pumps are going to be faded. My personal opinion, of course. Thoughts on the market being able to stay up and not keep falling? I mean, as long as oil is getting cut down, I think if oil is getting cut down, we're going to have a problem. I do think that the coronavirus will blow over eventually, just like any other viral flu, swine flu, H1N1. All those will all blow over. However, I do think that we need it to slow down in China and in South Korea. They're saying it's slowing down. However, in the U.S., it's ramping up. New York had over 150 cases. Seattle is getting crazy too. And I don't know if they've really reported. Well, they have the coronavirus live updates here. Oh, here we go. With the market being down 7% yesterday, they weren't really covering the coronavirus news, and I think that once they stop covering it as much, it's going to get off people's minds. Right now, coronavirus is all the media had to report on, but now with the oil issue, the market being halted yesterday. Right now we're at 114,000 infected, 4,000 deaths. U.S. cases is now at least 755. U.S. deaths are now 26, so it's rising in the U.S. for sure. But hopefully for our sake that summertime comes, this thing just goes away, and I mean that's what they're hoping for, but I don't know. Nobody knows. The only thing you can do is protect yourself. I mean, I've still been going out in public. I haven't been getting crazy. I mean, the CDC said though, if you're over 60, you should kind of chill. I'm pretty low risk. The biggest risk I feel is me being around other people that could potentially die from this. Older people like my grandmother or my dad. Those people, I would hate to be the ones to bring that onto them if I had it, right? So it's not so much for me. I think that it's going to be important for those around you, especially if they're older, you know. So I think if you're under 50, you're gonna be okay. Even if you're 50, you're probably okay. 60 plus is when it starts getting in trouble, especially if you have underlying health issues. But I think for younger people, they could be a carrier to older people, and it would not be good. So that's kind of my worries. I'm not too worried. I mean, I don't really want to get really sick or anything, but I'll probably recover. My biggest worry is that I infect those that are older that I love around me. Would be the biggest issue for me. So that's the reason why I'm still going on public. That's the reason why I want to be cautious. Yes, I do wash my hands a lot out in public. I try not to touch my face, all those type of things. But if you're at Costco and someone sneezes near you, I mean, you're probably gonna get it. You know what I mean? Like, get paid, get laid. We've had some good times on this live stream. I mean, I have a blast in the Discord and on Facebook. I mean, definitely. I really enjoy trading with you guys. S&Ps are at 2840 right now. It's about to open up. Market's about to open up here in 20 seconds. So we'll see what happens. SPY is at 284.55. I'm mostly worried if this becomes a seasonal virus that returns. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can learn from it. Hopefully we can learn from it. Even if a 30-year-old have health issue, I mean, I think that anyone that has underlying health issues is going to have higher risk. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but from what I read, if you have underlying health issues, you're at higher risk than somebody that doesn't. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what's happening with the market right now. It's kind of weird, kind of a flat open right now. Let's see what happens. Let's see. VIX is VX down 8% now, still in the 40s. We got the Qs up 7. Qs are up 7 right now. Yeah, literally a flat open right now. I mean, we gapped up, but it's not doing anything. I wonder if today they're going to choose to kill premiums. I mean, I've been waiting for a flat day for them to cut these premiums down to nothing. Not nothing, but at least give them a 50% haircut. I would really, I mean, not to screw anyone's positions, but for myself, I would really love a haircut to. Let's see here. Pretty much everything on my watch list is green. Tesla's up a whopping 55 points. It hit 600 yesterday. Right now it's 663. So the question is, are they gonna fade this? Are they gonna fade this right now? Because it's not moving. Tesla had a 1 millionth month car. Had its 1 millionth car. Nice. Hopefully they can maintain growth in all this. I think that's going to be their biggest issue. You know, and that's the worst thing. Right as they get things going, they get hit with something like this. It's just the way it is, you know. And Virgin, you know, Virgin Airlines, Virgin America, they're actually launching a cruise lines this year geared towards millennials. And it's just like one of those things, like, terrible timing. You know, the worst part is they spend all this time building a company or building a product and building all this in the back end without the foresight. Years later, they spent years on this, and then something like this happens and it totally bombs what you were about to do. I mean, that's what sucks. You know, that all those people spent all these years building this cruise line for Virgin, and now no one's going to want to go on a cruise because, you know, it's a floating petri dish right now. You know, I'm in the red with all my puts. Yeah. I mean, that's why yesterday my overnight risk I wanted to keep real small. You know, right now if everything went to zero, I would be down a total of 350, and I can live with that. You know, right now I'm down about 60 or 50 bucks. We're just gonna see. I'm gonna look for some new entries today. We're gonna see what happens. Play it slow. It looks like the market is trying to figure out what it wants to do. It's stuck. You know, we're not having a huge rip up. We're not having a huge rip down. It's just kind of consolidating. I think for the bulls, the best case scenario would be consolidation, honestly. I'm greening my APT put. Nice. Take profits, redeploy capital. Let's do it. But anyways, let's get to it. I'll be in the Discord. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.